Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Originals here. We're talking Season 4, Episode 6, Bag of Cobras, which y'all know I'm not okay with, but stay tuned because we're going to talk about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hoodies on like this.
Party rock! Yeah!
Got 'em in. What? Vitamins?
Yeah, I love the lights strobing with us. Hey.
Dance! Friday night dance party.
Yes, we're having a dance party here tonight. What about The Originals? Hello, everyone, and welcome. We went to a party tonight on The Originals, so we have to start with a party song. As always, I'm Tiona Hobson here, ready to talk about The Originals. You can find me. I am live in our YouTube live stream right now, so I'm reading comments as fast as I can. I will try and shout some of you guys out, but I apologize in advance if I miss you. And joining me today, we've got the lovely Cherry.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you?
You can find me as Cherry_LA on Instagram as well as Twitter. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight to talk about The Originals. Very exciting stuff. And don't worry, I know everyone's probably freaking out, like, where's Roxy? Where's Roxy? We want Roxy. She will be here. Calm down. She just, got in a little late, so she's finishing the episode and she's going to come join us in a few minutes. So let's dive into this episode. First of all, we're going to a party. And the thing I love most is a Mikaelson party. They go over the top, above and beyond. Also, they cleaned up that cobweb-infested house in like 12 hours. So.
It looked fabulous, and I have to say, Klaus's little ice sculpture was off the hook.
Yes, it was. It was great. They looked great. The place looked great. I loved all the decorations for it. It was very Mardi Gras themed, very New Orleans and welcoming everyone back. And of course, it can't be a Mikaelson party without an ulterior motive here.
Just stab.
Yes. The Mikaelsons don't just throw parties. People know this. Especially parties that are allegedly being co-hosted by Marcel, who we, the audience, know is locked up in a dungeon downstairs.
Don't keep Marcel locked up in the basement.
See, Jerry, I think this is where we're going to differ, because I'm okay with him being locked up right now.
No.
I'm okay with it because this is what you have to learn about me. I am a ride or die Klaus Mikaelson chick. And I love Marcel. But if it comes down to it, like in the last episode when those two were fighting and it was like, if one of you has to die, Marcel in my book has to be the one to die because Klaus has got to be there because I'm ride or die for him.
No, first of all, Marcel is Klaus's little baby boy, so he's never going to hurt him. They love each other. And I have to say, I love Klaus and I love Marcel, and I can't choose between the two of them, so they will always live. And if there's a threesome opportunity, then I'm all down with that.
Okay. All right. You're down with that. Okay. Well, I do think it's very clever. Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't like that Klaus is gloating over Marcel as he's locked away in this dungeon. Because, Klaus, you were just locked up for how many years doing this? I know Klaus is very, I'm going to get my revenge on you. He's very angry. So I understand that he's like, yes, now I get to be the one with you locked away. But also, dude, that's when stuff comes back to bite you in the butt, is when you start gloating over your prisoner.
Hey, they both did it.
They both did it. Didn't work out that well for Marcel.
Marcel was being a bit of a dookus when he had him locked up, so turnabout is fair play. When it comes right down to it, they both like bitch at each other and snipe. But when it comes right down to it, he's his bro, ultimate bro man. So nothing's ever really going to go down bad.
Okay. Well, Klaus has gotten smarter this time around. Freya's binding spell, has made him and Marcel invisible to anyone that's not a family member. So even if his friends come looking for him, they can't see him.
But they can smell him because of the little clues from Davina, who they keep dropping her name all the time. Well, is she coming back?
She is. It was just announced this week that she is returning to reprise her role for at least one episode. Yay. I haven't heard about more than one, so chat if you guys know more, because I know you guys are on it, then please let me know, because I know we're all excited to have a little bit of Davina Claire back in our lives. And they did mention her a lot by name.
Oh my God, so many times. If she turns out to be the Hollow, I will scream like,
oh, that would be good.
that'd be awesome.
That'd be really good.
All angry and bitter and mad. Y'all left me to die. Boom. Drop the bomb.
Like, you're dead now.
Except for Josh.
Yes. And speaking of Josh, I love Josh. He's my fave. He's my boy. So, oh, hi, Roxy.
Hi, Watsy.
Hi, Roxy Striar. Hey.
Am I late?
Just a little bit, but it's cool.
Always on
We're
time.
forgiving.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You're on Roxy time.
That's always true. That's always true. I didn't even think I was going to be able to be here tonight, though, so I'm really excited.
I'm really excited that this worked out for you. So we were talking about the possibility of Davina coming back.
Hey, yo.
And I know you have feelings on this.
All about it. And it was interesting. I heard you guys talking about how she was mentioned a lot tonight, and I feel like they are doing a great job keeping her alive. But I don't want her to just come back for one episode. I need her to come back like she is back. She is with Cole. They are road tripping together. We have a spin-off. Like, the whole thing. I'm pitching it all.
Okay,
Oh my gosh, that would be cool.
Tamisha's blog says Davina's going to be in episode 8. Do we know, will Cole be back for episode 8? Because if you bring Davina Claire and Cole's not there, I think
cry.
hearts will break around the globe.
Oh my God, no.
I mean,
Cole
what
has
if-
to come back.
What if we're talking about bringing her back, though, and having it be in flashbacks in a different capacity, having her be evil, part of the Hollow? We never know what that means. So if it's Davina or Davina, then Cole better be there. If it's not, I don't know if I want him to see her like that.
I mean,
Cole might like her as evil, though.
I think Cole would be disappointed in her being evil.
I see both sides. I see both sides.
Thank you, Switzerland.
Yes, I remain Switzerland. I'm just the biggest Colvina fan of all time, so I want to see them both on screen together again, but I want to see them the way that I want to see them because I'm a millennial. So we
you
want
want it
what we
your
want
way.
when we want it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so since we're talking about Davina, we have to talk about her bestie, Josh, too. So this Sophia girl, who this whole episode, I'm still just thinking, what the heck did Klaus ever do to you? He didn't even know you before he was he was Marcel's prisoner for all those years. We do get to find out, but she does first invite herself as Josh's +1 and then make Josh work with her to help find Marcel. What really bothered me during this episode is that we see Josh go into a mysterious door, and then they don't mention him for like the rest of the episode until the very end. And I'm sitting there, where the heck is Josh? You can't show him going into a mystery room behind a wall and then not cut back to see what happened.
But he was smelling something.
He did.
He was like,
I think cutting room floor. I think they probably had a couple of scenes that had to get the snip. But I will say having Josh be more prevalent in the episodes is really, really important. I don't understand why he isn't in every week. He should be just as big as Marcel or any of the originals. He's one of our OGs, and I love having Josh there.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see him that much, and I
Yeah.
feel like he's such a B character, and I wish that we could promote him.
I
do
love
too.
Josh. And I can't figure out why they can't let Josh be happy and have somebody.
They can't let anybody be happy. Nobody gets to have somebody. And the other person you mentioned, Sophia, which, by the way, every single person in the chat gave us crap for saying Sophia, and they're like, it's Sophia. I heard Klaus say Sophia, so now it's officially Sophia. But that girl's got to go. She has got to go.
She's got a lot of anger.
She is the most stunning person I've ever seen, and she is very talented, and everything is great, but I don't want her on the show.
The cleavage. Can we talk about the
Yes.
cleavage?
Damn.
My God. I was
Yes.
like, damn, if I looked like her, I'd be half dressed all the time, too.
Tits out for the boys. Like,
Yeah.
she is doing the damn thing.
Like, not only did she go to a party she wasn't invited to, but she showed up and like dropped the mic on everyone else there. She's like, best dressed, got it.
Yes, 100%, but I need her gone. What is that tension they're trying to make her and Klaus? Why does it have to be so sexy? We're waiting for Caroline. Don't you guys understand?
There
Go
has to be a
home.
love triangle, though.
No.
Love triangle.
Oh my
Him
gosh.
and Marcel and her.
She's the next cameo. Are you making a joke? I'll die. Just because TVD is off the air does not mean we need to regroup with the love triangle over here on Originals. No, thank you.
They love it. Plus, the cleavage was itself its own guest star.
That's true. That's a love triangle.
That was the love triangle.
Her and the two boobs. Love triangle. Yes. Yes, Ronnie.
Well, I mean, she's very busy tonight because she has Josh spying for her. She's got her friend Dominic there, who is not a good guy at all. And then she has her little bracelet made of Marcel's thorns that she, is using to threaten Klaus, which I'm not okay with.
But the bracelet itself was kind of cute.
Really cute, need it. But have to have it. Was thinking that for 5 minutes in the episode. They should do a section afterwards where it's like, and if you like what was featured here, click to buy. But I thought how uncomfortable that would actually be. Like, she's dancing, she's grooving, she's stabbing herself with thorns.
Yeah, like it would just keep ripping your dress. I wore a bracelet one time with the dress, and like it kept catching on the fabric. So by the end of the night, that dress was ruined, and I just see the same thing happening with thorns on your wrist.
But it's a defense in case you walk to your car, some crazy, like, So
you're just ready to kill.
I'm ready to kill.
Yeah.
The guy just wanted $50 and you're like, nah, death. Death come upon thee.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went Shakespeare.
Somebody's definitely going to make some sort of gif of that, like you just doing that, which is fine. And then me imitating you doing that. T has to do it now, too, so we can have the trifecta. But I do think it's interesting that she is so show-offy with it. Most people, they hide their stuff. We're hiding Papa Tunde. We're hiding all of these different relics that we have. Mm-hmm. She's like, I've got this, and it's on my wrist, so I have it, and here it is. I'm ready to play.
And here's my whole plan of here's exactly what this can do. Here's how I created it. Here's where the other ones are. Every weapon that can kill you. I'm just going to hand it all over. And I was a little disappointed because she's so smart and cunning, and she's a badass. But then as soon as she made the deal with Klaus, I was like, dude, he's not going to honor letting Marcel go. How are you going to just give him everything? So do you think that she actually gave up all the weapons, or was she smart enough to hide something for herself?
Because they have enough to kill everybody.
Yeah, I
think they have a lot more. I think she's just playing him. And she really hates him, though.
What I did love about the line that she said, I've hated you a lot longer than I've known Marcel. And I think that's really important for us. I think we're underestimating her right now. And she could end up being the big bad of the year next to the Hollow, of course. Mm-hmm. But that being said, T, I'm with you. I'm sitting there thinking, didn't you just try to say that you had the upper hand and now you're making deals? Mm-hmm. If you have the upper hand, you're not going to negotiate. So what am I missing here? What are you lying about, or what don't you have ready?
Because if all you want is Marcel back, I think with a little patience, she could have easily gotten Marcel back without having to make a deal with Klaus. She already knew Josh was snooping around. She knows that was going to come back with something. Even if they didn't get him that night, it's like, okay, go back, reevaluate, how can we get in? This is exactly what Hayley had to do for years, waiting to get Klaus back and her family.
I'm obsessed with what you just said because I feel like half the problems, if not more, on this show could be fixed by going back to preschool, where your teachers are like, here are the important things. Patience. Learn to be patient. Loyalty. Like, whatever it is, all of these lessons that you learn legitimately when you're 4 years old, they missed that class. Like, they are not the entire show. Nobody is clear on that. But you're so right, T. If she could just, chill. Just chill a little bit. I get it, but
yes,
chill.
It's been 24 hours, but again, it's only been 24 hours, so he's a vampire.
And he can't die.
Yeah, he can't die.
He can't die. She was distracting because the cleavage, the outfit, the look at me. I think that was all part of everyone was looking at her and looking at Dominic to distract him while they went and grabbed the knife.
The Papa Tunde knife?
Yes.
I actually do love what they ended up doing with this knife that's been around for forever.
Yes. Do you think there's any shot, T, that they knew back in the day they were going to use this with Papa Tunde?
Gosh, I mean, possibly, but how could you even think of something like the Hollow being around and needing these bones to come together to reincarnate some deep, dark, evil, monstrous witch.
I think it's a witch. I think the Hollow is going to turn out to be a witch.
But very
what
witchy.
Witch? Maybe the witch from the pre-slavery time when the woman that was killing all the slaves. Maybe she's coming back again.
Oh,
wait,
because she'd be
which
scary.
one?
in real life in New Orleans had a slave owner that would torture and murder all of her slaves.
Oh, you're talking about not the originals, not a character we've seen before.
That they could bring back a real life person. I think that'd be so cool because it'd be a whole like backstory.
That's an interesting thought process because we keep talking about on the show, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Davina? Is it going to be, I don't know, any of the characters? Sorry to Jaylee, but like, is it going to be Jackson? Is it going to be any of these people that are dead that have been on the show? What if it's somebody that we recognize their name because it's real life recognition? That would be interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
Weird crossover. I could dig it.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of the Hollow, we find out that it's deep seated in the history of New Orleans, and not just New Orleans, but also Hayley's family. You know, so Vincent does all this research, and he knows that it pops up in fours, like 4 locations at a time, and it dates back to, you know, he was talking about 1953, 1992, just it goes on and on of this Hollow keeping to try and get out. And I guess when Vincent severed that link, it freed it to the possibility where it actually could come a lot sooner.
Creepy, yeah.
It'll be really cool.
Creepy, because we don't know what this thing really is.
The 4s. Whoever knew that 4 could be a scary number.
Yeah.
Right?
You always think rule of 3 is 3, 3, 3, but they keep throwing 4 all over the place.
Or
Well, I mean, it's
locations.
the originals. They had to be original with, you know, their legacy.
How many people do you think sat in a room when they tried to decide? They were like, okay, here's the deal. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Now let's talk about all the pros and cons for every number. Like, no way one person made this decision.
It's a tough one. And just think it's going to be 4 locations with 4 horrible things torturing children in one episode that we don't know about. It's going to be quite spooky.
It is. I want to talk about Hayley, and I want to talk about this comment that I'm seeing from D. Monays.
Like he's got the money? Or...
Yeah, D's got the money. Honey. He says, how come they never make a big deal that Marcel saved Hayley as a baby? Did I miss that?
Marcel saved Hayley as
As a baby? Did I miss that?
I don't remember that.
I mean, I was watching on my laptop. It was kind of hard to see with the reflection, the glare.
Back
Maybe
in
it was in
Wolfie
their
time
room.
after her parents were
After her
killed.
parents.
I don't
were
doubt
killed.
it. I don't remember it, but I don't doubt it.
Okay.
Somebody remind us.
Yeah.
Jog our
please.
memories.
Jog our memes. So in the meantime, we're going to talk about Hayley. So she comes to Freya and is like, hey, girl, I need to go do a reading in the room where my parents were brutally murdered. Because somehow it's connected to the Hollow and I need to find answers. And Freya's like, hey, girl, that's not a good idea. It's going to be real rough for you to watch this. And Hayley's like, nah, girl, got to do it.
Gotta do it.
Got to do it.
And Freya was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Meet you there. Text me the Addy.
Yeah.
I got you, girl. I got you.
So they go and do this, and oh my gosh, was this heartbreaking, especially to see how young her parents were when they were also murdered. Not that, like, you know, murder at any age is still terrible, but it's just like they're so happy. This was very Harry Potter-esque for me because, you know, the flashbacks, a baby, 2 parents, an evil outside source coming against them, but they were trying to hide weapons from this thing. Very Harry Potter origins here.
Gave me those vibes too.
So yeah, that was really hard to see, but you know, she does get something from the flash. She sees the keys that go down, so it leads her to the storage unit of her parents.
Yes.
Which, oh my gosh.
Good thing she smelled that teddy.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the first thing I want to do when I walk into a storage bin that hasn't been opened in like 30 plus years.
Yeah, this is dusty. I want to smell it.
Disgusting. Let me sniff this.
Yeah, I get it because the nostalgia, but still, I don't think it'd be one of my first 500 moves.
My allergies would have killed me.
Yeah.
And who's been paying the rent on the storage facility all this time? That was the first thing that went through my head. Because we should have been seeing that on an auction show.
Hey, that's a credit card that never closed.
Okay, so everyone in the chat is saying that Marcel did save Hayley as a baby back in season 1. He says that he gave her to Father Kieran to put her up for adoption.
Oh.
So he did find her. So, oh my gosh, Marcel is like Hagrid.
Thank you. Marcel is awesome. Everyone should love our Marcel all the time. He's so sweet. Nice. And he loves everybody. He's always been good to all the factions. Vampires.
Marcel?
Human. Yes. For a minute. Yeah. He usually does it. He has his rules.
He gets a little power hungry though and goes like,
What show are you watching?
As long as you follow the rules, he's cool with everybody. He just expects you to stay
Hitler
in your
said
box.
the exact
Yeah, I
same
was like-
thing.
I was like, so
as
is
long as
Hitler.
you follow my rules and stay in your box.
Marcel is not like Hitler. He's more like
I'm not saying he is,
a
but
loving despot.
I just don't think he's always been good to all the factions.
I don't think the witches would agree for all
Yes.
those years that Klaus wasn't in town.
And they were
They
super
had just
duper
been
impressed.
under his thumb
Yeah,
and been okay
here's the thing.
with it.
Marcel's rule of thumb is you can do whatever you want, just don't mess with kids. And when people start messing with kids, that's when he really goes crazy. So thank you to the chat for reminding us of this. Clearly it's time for Tiona to have a rewatch, go back to season 1 to rewatch some stuff since they're going to be bringing things up from season 1 and we're in season 4. My brain doesn't have the capacity to remember these things as well as you guys. But good thing she smells it. She finds this, I couldn't even tell what it was. I was scared to look at it, to be honest.
It was teeth.
Yeah.
It was teeth?
It
was a jaw.
It was a jaw. Okay, because I kept thinking it was like the skull of like a snake or something, and you guys know my feelings on snakes. So
That was
No,
somebody's
they're putting
jaw.
together the 4 pieces,
Yeah.
the bones and
Yeah.
the teeth and the. I think it's probably gonna be head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
okay,
Ew,
so
whole skeleton.
yeah, okay, well that's cool. So she finds that in her teddy bear, takes it back over to the house, and they figure out what's happening, and that Papa Tunde's knife is missing.
Wait, because this just hit me. At what point did her parents put the teeth into this teddy bear?
I
Why?
don't know. And why would they have their child playing with
probably
a
the whole-
bony teddy bear? And
Right.
That's
But it's
gross.
also genius because who's gonna look at their child's teddy bear to look for it if someone came to their house
Yeah,
looking?
but she could really hurt herself.
Yeah.
She could have.
That's child abuse. That's calling.
But
the-
also, how did the bear get into the storage locker if it was in the house when they died and the key was under the floor?
So many good questions.
So-
So
I
many
mean, like-
questions. Maybe she had 2. One that
Maybe
they
that was
had
the backup?
hidden. Yeah.
Yeah, in
Some
case she
people do
lost
that,
it. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't have children, so I have no idea.
I don't know how things work like this.
Not with children.
So let's talk about Dominic because he's a bad boy.
Ugh.
He's a
Very
bad
bad.
boy.
Yeah.
He's not a good person. So Vincent does his card trick. First of all, he walks around shaking everyone's hands and then does his little card things. And they're like, okay, we're looking for someone with a snake on their shoulder. And I'm like, who's just walking around with a snake on their shoulder at a party? First of all, they wouldn't be allowed at my party because I have a fear of snakes. Second of all, that's just weird. And then, of course, it ended up being an embroidery of snakes on his shirt.
It was not cute.
No,
it
Could
was
not
not
find that
subtle.
at Zara. It
No.
is not trendy.
He had it custom made.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He has a theme. Snaky snakes.
Ugh.
I'm a little sick of shows using snakes in this capacity. I feel like we have seen it thousands of times. Snake. I was kind of surprised with the originals on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer spiders. I find spiders much frighteninger, more scarier than snakes. Frighteninger.
How about a rat?
Ooh, rats. Ooh, no.
I don't like any of these creatures, so yeah, any of them could be literally any of them could work.
But pythons are friendly, so.
I don't ever associate the word friendly with snakes.
I love snakes, but I still think we use them too many times.
we do use them a lot. They're overused, way overused. So Dominic gets a private audience with Vincent and Elijah. That doesn't go so well because Vincent is no joke. Vincent was like, "What you want to talk about, B?" Boom.
I got that. He was talking about his ex-wife.
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
about his wife.
I mean,
Can't talk about my wife.
Can't talk about my
Your
wife.
dead
No.
wife.
Yeah, Vincent straight up swung at him, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Go, Vincent! Okay."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't need to use magic on you. I got my fist."
I don't think we've ever seen that on this
Yeah,
show.
no.
No.
It was amazing.
That was a shocker. It was
Yeah.
very sexy, though. I liked it. It
Yeah,
was
me
very
too.
sexy.
Me too.
Yeah. So once we clear Vincent out, Elijah and Dominic start having a conversation, and this is where I got very, very
Confused?
confused and also
Confused.
nervous.
Oh.
Because here's the highlights: the Hollow wants to feed so that it can become human. The kids are just an appetizer. He's looking for the main event. And he needs someone super powerful and mystical and magical to do this with. That's why he wanted either Klaus or Marcel dead. And at this point, we're thinking that they're still coming after Klaus because we know that Sophia really wants Klaus for the Hollow. But Dominic's like, well, Marcel will do too. But the Hollow also wants Vincent
And they
because
want
of
him now.
Vincent's betrayal.
Yes.
And he wants him now. So he's like, Vincent now, Marcel later, and the Mikaelsons are safe. And I got really nervous that Elijah was going to take him up on his offer.
Yeah.
Because
way.
we've seen Elijah
Yeah.
Murder Marcel.
murder Marcel
Yeah.
and make those types of decisions to put death warrants on other people to save his family.
Family first.
Yeah, but I feel like this was him putting his family first because he knows all of the witches would completely turn on him if he did this.
If he,
Yes.
So it was the smarter play.
It was the smarter play. It just came to bite him in the butt because, I mean, Dominic also said, we already have what we need. We're not going to stop. And then instead of prying into that and getting some answers, Elijah takes him outside and publicly executes him at the party that he said, hey, no bloodshed at this party tonight.
He went Klaus.
He went straight Klaus.
I couldn't believe that people were gassed. They were like, we've seen thousands and thousands of people get brutally murdered on this show. Why are you surprised?
Because it was a party.
And we've never seen that at a party.
And
We've
it
seen-
wasn't like they were humans, because Klaus said that they were inviting the magical,
magical
people.
Exactly.
So maybe it was just that they weren't expecting.
They weren't
an
expecting it. They thought
execution.
Marcel and everybody, maybe everyone was getting along. We were going to chill and just like try and bring everyone back together again.
Which show that is the slogan? Expect the unexpected. Oh, Big Brother. Expect the unexpected.
Hey, everybody needs a time off when you're fighting. I mean, detente.
Yes, but this was definitely, especially after Elijah's talk with Klaus about, how he, for Hope's sake, we can't let that monster come out. Tonight needs to be about peace. And then it's actually Elijah's monster that is showing, which is scary because he is going to eventually be very much in Hope's life if, things work out with him and Hayley. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you got two people with demons inside of them who are the male figures in her life. And everyone's always so focused on Klaus and his demons that people forget that Elijah has his as well. And his are
Yeah.
deeper and darker because he keeps them behind that closed door.
And
Yeah.
Klaus is
Locked
so
away.
much chiller about it than Elijah is because when Klaus sees Elijah do it, Klaus is like rolls his eyes and thinks, "Oh, okay, we'll deal with this later." When Elijah sees Klaus do something like this, Elijah would be like, "No, this is unacceptable. How dare thee?"
Daffy.
They always treat him like he's a redheaded stepchild, and whenever he does something, it's like super, super, super bad. And when they do it, it's like, oh, well, it's okay, we did it because, we're the
Yeah.
main family. And I find that kind of frustrating, which is why he has such a deep connection with Marcel, his chosen family. I
like
love them
that.
so much.
You do.
I always bring
like-
Marcel into everything.
We usually avoid Marcel. No, just,
No.
we don't avoid him, but
We love Marcel. We love all of them.
we just don't like it when he's actively trying to kill Mikaelsons.
we don't like them at odds.
Yeah, we don't like them fighting. Like, at some point, they need peace, right?
Every family fights.
Every family fights, that is true.
And tries to murder each other.
All right, so the chat has been screaming at me about this. And guys, I was saving the best for last, okay?
Hashtag
Calm down.
Freeland.
Yes, hashtag Freeland. So, things are moving nicely with these two, I'd
Yes.
say. Keelan gets invited to the party. Hayley kind of finds out about... Well, first Hayley finds out that Keelan's still around.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah. Then she finds out that, they're kind of whatever they are. I don't think they're putting a label on it yet, so I don't want to label them, but I will hashtag them as Freeland.
I like that we're getting away from Stockholm and closer to couple. This is good. We've got some nice steps. We're going to parties. We're hanging out. Even I liked Freya's little jealousy moment where
Yes.
she sees Keelan talking to the other girls. Like, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
girl.
love that. That was it. I like that they're dating and she's acting less crazy, but she's hot enough where who wouldn't keep dating her, though she's crazy.
Which
mean-
one? Both of them.
Freya.
I mean, and that she comes with family baggage and that you've seen up close and personal. So the fact that she was so not okay with it, but so understanding of like, oh, Elijah just ruined the party by killing someone. oh no, and Freya's freaking out thinking like, oh my gosh, that's not what I thought was gonna happen, I'm so sorry. And she's like, well, your family's crazy, I know this. I'm still here, I'm still in it, let's go to a jazz club and continue our night
Drinking.
yes.
And I think Keelan's family was pretty crazy, which is why she decided to become a doctor and move away from them anyway. So
yeah.
What do we think happens at the jazz club?
Ooh, hand holding, long, sexy looks over cognac.
Well, do you think that they're at that place yet? Like, have they had? You think that they're there?
I don't know that
I don't think they've done anything.
done anything yet. I think it's just heavy flirting.
Yeah.
And I know
hand-holding.
the last episode we saw like the hand graze on the leg.
Yeah.
I think things are moving very slowly.
Do you think this is a first for either of them?
That's what I
Not
was
for
trying.
Keelan, but I think Freya. I don't think Freya's dated men or women or had any real relationships. So this is like opening up her heart to someone else.
And you think that Keelan's dated other women?
Oh yeah, I think so. She's always flirting with other women. She doesn't seem to flirt with guys, and she's way too touchy. Yeah, I think she's been dating. I think she's. I mean, we met her at the bar when we first saw her. She was with some chicks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely got the feeling that this isn't a first for her, but definitely for Freya. And I understand Freya being guarded because of, people are always trying to get at her family. She still doesn't really know, Keelan, seems one way, but she could be trying to kill her brother for all she knows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it is something that Freya's going to have to kind of, she's testing the waters, dipping her toe in the pool first, and then, she can't just dive straight in.
I hope it's a hot tub.
I mean, a hot tub, that, not a sanitary.
Yeah, kind of
Oh,
germy.
instead of dipping your toe in the pool.
Oh.
Hope she's dipping it in the hot tub.
Let's dip in the sauna. I like that much more. Hot and steamy.
Hot and steamy. But I really like them. I like where this is going. I like where the storyline is headed, and I think that it's great that we're showcasing this relationship on the show.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we're gonna show the ladies, I need Josh to get back out there because we only saw his guy one time, and I was told he was getting a boyfriend this season. So
We were promised a boyfriend.
yeah, so I need some more because I don't know if I like this guy yet or not. I don't know anything about him, and
Yeah.
I have to. I
And
have
I miss
to prove.
Aiden.
Yeah, I miss Aiden, but I want Josh to be happy. I mean,
Yeah.
he lost Aiden and Davina. I need him to have someone so that people can stop just showing up in his apartment.
And I don't want his boyfriend to be a part of the Hollow. That's my fear, is that his boyfriend really won't love him, but is being placed there for
crap.
nefarious purposes. Yes, I brought
That's
that
what's
out. Yes,
happening.
I did.
Oh,
That's
crap.
Yes, I did.
That's what they're doing on Riverdale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Riverdale
Grapple.
too.
All right. Well,
Sexy,
we're kind of
sexy.
getting there, so I think we should hop on over to predictions, since we're already kind of in that territory of things.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I didn't see previews for next week, so
Nor did I, to be perfectly honest. But it was interesting watching Vincent and Freya get into it. Do we think we're going to see more of that in the future?
I think that especially by episode 8, when Davina is arriving, I think a lot of unresolved feelings from the two sides of what Freya did to her and the people who love her will come to a big
Head.
head.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big clash there.
Pop the pimple.
Pop the pimple. There's going to explosion.
No better feeling.
So gross.
Hey.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And I mean, the Vincent and Freya thing, I mean, he basically was like, you're single and bitter
Alone
and alone. And that's why you think that this is the most important thing. And then,
Yeah.
That hurt me. I was like, damn, you just went right for her heart.
jugular.
What
But
about the sandalwood part? What do you guys think about that? The cloaking and where that will lead?
I love that Josh
Yes.
is the one who figured it out. I love that he's remembering all of his time that he spent with Davina and the things that he's learned from it. So I like where it's headed. I'm just, of course, our Klaus is so confident that this cloaking and everything is going to be, no one will ever find him. He told Sophia, you'd spend centuries looking for him after you kill me, and you'll never find him. I was like, but Josh found him in one night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, he's gonna, and I think that means that we're gonna see Josh a lot more next episodes.
What about Dom being alive?
Ooh, that was a surprise for me.
Why do we care, though?
well, is he
He's a
alive
high
or was
priest.
that? Did they bring? part of the hollow back
Into
in
his
his
spirit.
into his.
I feel like the
body.
hollow was in him partially to begin with.
I don't know, because he
Yeah.
doesn't seem powerful enough to have the hollow in him.
I don't know.
Exactly. 'Cause he should have been able to kill Vincent if he had the hollow, because the hollow's like so badass.
Maybe.
Bex G in the chat said in the previews we saw Marcel talking to Hope. I wonder what that's about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, especially if he's talking to Hope and Hope is down where he's, you know, being held captive, because that's a side of her dad that she hasn't seen yet, because she does love her dad and thinks he's, you know,
God's gift.
God's
yeah.
gift. And then
good
she
guy.
could go downstairs and be like, oh, my dad's holding you hostage here? Oh no, let me help you. I could see Hope trying to help
Yes.
Marcel.
And she is a little witchy woman, so.
Yeah.
Witchy child. Witchy girl.
Ooh, this is a good prediction because I forgot that Alaric was coming over here. Ahmad says, prediction, I think out of the 4 weapons, Alaric is going to bring one form to Mystic Fall, from Mystic Falls.
Like under in his cave.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be delivering something to Elijah that will help in the fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
for sure.
this is
Something.
probably definitely that, and I can't wait to see Alaric over here.
I love him, so I'm super excited about that.
I'm surprised that he's going to be our first guest since TVD's ended, though. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Remember how we just didn't have him for like 2 seasons on the show?
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna
I
do
don't know
some
what
other
he was
stuff.
doing, yeah. He was doing
No,
something.
he was dead, right? Or he wasn't a vampire anymore or something.
Yeah, he was dead.
He was
He
dead.
died,
Yeah,
and
they
then he
brought him
got brought
back.
back. Yeah,
Good for
Very
him.
TBD.
very TBD. Okay, any final predictions from anyone?
I think the enemy of my enemy is going to be playing out super hard. I think that Sophia is going to be playing. I think she's playing everybody. I don't think she even is all that loyal to the Hollow either. I think she's
Marcel
loyal
did say
to herself.
the highest bidder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mercenary works for the highest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're going to see a lot of unlikely alliances pair up,
Mm-hmm.
which we did this episode. It's going to be all about the weekly team ups for the rest of the season, I
Yeah.
believe.
And it is very team up. Like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, first we have Elijah and Vincent, and then we have Vincent talking to Freya, and then we have these people.
Yeah.
It's confusing to see where alliances are. But also one final thought: I loved Vincent's speech to those guys when he was taking their weapons away. Like, I hate this man, but I hate you and what you're standing for more. Like, I'm aligning myself with Klaus Mikaelson to
Yes.
stop you.
yeah.
That was cool.
Like, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Klaus liked it too. He's like, thanks.
He's like,
It is
thanks,
cool.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who was in the live chat tonight. I tried to shout out as many of you as I could. As always, keep talking to us about everything originals for the week. Where can they find you guys on social media?
Cherry_LA everywhere.
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And you can find me at the Tiona Hobson. And be sure to check out all the other shows we do here at AfterBuzz TV. They're all for free for you. So check us out all over the interwebs at AfterBuzz TV. And yes, until next week, I'll see you guys later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.